Lights up on the interior of a school classroom. Currently, as the scene begins, the classroom is bereft of students. The only figure on stage is a man seated in a teacher's desk, who is currently grading some test papers that are laying before him in a pile. This is Mr. Lohman. He appears to be finishing up grading one paper as he holds it up briefly. All right, 25 down, just one more to go. Then I can go home and relax for a little bit, have dinner with my wife, watch some television, and relax. Suddenly, we hear the sounds of hurrying footsteps from just off stage, followed by the very familiar nasal but friendly tone of voice we've heard a few times before.
Pardon me, Mr. Janitor person. Do you happen to know if Mr. Lowman is in his classroom? He is? Excellent, thank you. Did I mention that's a very fine looking mop you're using to clean the hallway? My mom has one at home just like it.
Oh no. Was that Anna Adelpho's voice I just heard out there? Oh, God, it was her, wasn't it? Why now? Why just before I'm about to leave? Anna's a good kid, don't get me wrong. She's polite and bright as anything, but good grief, she is so annoying. I know I sound terrible saying that, but the way she goes about things, even the most patient of people, I would just go up a wall with Anna. Indeed, Anna slowly strides onto the stage. She wears her usual plain, frumpy clothes, has her usual Coke bottle glasses, the works. She also carries with her a plate of something covered in tinfoil, as well as a large red folder. She skids to a stop by Mr. Lohman's desk, adjusts her glasses briefly, then gives a big grin to him.
Mr. Lowman? Hello there, sir.
Hey, Anna.
So, how's the best history teacher in the whole darn world doing this afternoon? I hope you don't mind, but my mother baked you a plate of warm, delicious, ooey gooey brownies. Yum. I hope you enjoy them.
Anna slowly places the plate onto Mr. Lohman's desk. Well, that's very thoughtful of you, Anna. Thank you. Anna, dear, shouldn't you be heading home right now? The buses are going to be pulling away from the school at any minute now.
Oh, it's all right. My mother is parked outside in our car waiting for me. But don't worry, I won't take up too much of your time. After all, I do have to get going soon myself. I have a big cello recital that I have to rehearse for with my cello instructor, Miss Fernandez. Oh, wait a sec. Was that today? Is it Monday or Tuesday? Because if it's Monday, that's the cello lesson. But if it's Tuesday, then I won't have a cello lesson after all. Tuesday is when I rehearse the play that I'm in. Well, the play I'm in that I wrote myself. Oh, you know what? I just remembered it is Monday. So yes, cello lesson it is. But say, Mr. Lowman, you wouldn't happen to want to go see my play, would you? It opens next month. A bunch of other drama kids and I are in it. It's a play I wrote called Shirley Holmes and the Murder at the Morgue. It's a female version of Sherlock Holmes. I happen to be playing Shirlene, and not to toot my own horn, but I think I'm doing a darn good job of it. Anyway, the performance dates are...
Anna! Anna, remember the conversation we had about rambling on and on? Going off on tangents without getting to the point of why you need to talk to someone?
Oh, right. Oops, sorry, Mr. Lowman. My mother and father and sisters have been trying to drill that into my head for a while now. I've been getting better at it, but sometimes I slip. Oh, another person that gently reminds me is my boyfriend, Travis Wilcox. Yes, you heard me right. Travis and I are a couple, boyfriend and girlfriend. You just die. The cutest, sweetest boy in school. And he likes me. Gosh, Mr. Lowman, you've got no idea what Travis does to me. He's so wonderful. The two of us, we kissed for the first time 2 weeks ago. He walked me home from Sandy Wilcox's birthday, and he kissed me as we stood by the front door to my house. Oof, goodness. I thought I was going to faint right there and then. To be fair, it was just a peck on the lips, not a big slobbery kiss like some of the older boys do to my sisters, Ava and Annette. Yuck. Those kind of kisses are gross. But then again, I do like Travis a lot, so I wouldn't be opposed to one if...
Anna, you're rambling again.
Oh. Right. My bad.
Anna, as nice as you getting your first kiss with Travis Wilcox is, can you please tell me why you're here? I have a suspicion that you giving me this plate of brownies was leading into something you needed.
Ah, shucks, you caught me. Yes, those ooey gooey, delicious, warm, yummy brownies were leading in to me asking you something. It's in regards to our last history exam.
Slowly, Anna opens up the red folder she has in her hands, and she delicately pulls out a test paper and hands it to Mr. Lowe. Oh? Anna, not to be rude, but you got a 94 on this exam. That was the highest grade in the class for this particular test.
Gee, that's swell to hear.
So what exactly is the problem then?
Well, Mr. Lowman, I hate to be a bother,
Too late.
but I firmly believe that I should have gotten an 100 on this exam. For you see, sir, there were 2 questions you incorrectly marked wrong. And at 3 points apiece, that leads to a nice, tidy 100 for me. It was an honest mistake, though.
2 questions that I marked wrong incorrectly.
That is correct.
Anna, you're coming in here to tell me I, your teacher of history, marked your test wrong?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to probably regret this immediately and immensely, but Anna, would you mind explaining how I marked these questions wrong incorrectly?
I certainly will, sir. Don't worry, it's not that you're a bad teacher. You aren't. It's simply a matter of technicalities.
Technicalities.
Technicalities. For example, let's look at the first question you marked wrong. There it is. Now, the question was, quote, what city did Thomas Edison invent the light bulb? To which the answer is...
Menlo Park, New Jersey.
But that's not right, Mr. Lowman.
Anna, every textbook I've ever read on history says that's where he invented it. There's proof it happened there.
Mr. Lowman, I happen to know that those textbooks are incorrect. For you see, and you might not believe me, this might blow you away, but the city where Thomas Edison invented the light bulb was right here in our very town of Farmers Junction, New Jersey.
Thomas Edison invented the light bulb in this town?
I know! Awesome, right?
You know what? I'll bite. Anna, would you mind explaining how you know this to be a fact?
I certainly will. I learned it just a few months ago. Okay, so one day, while on summer break, Horace Glockenmeyer and I were strolling along the beach, just minding our own business, collecting seashells and the like, when suddenly and without warning, this huge tidal wave came at us. When I backed off to the safe zone, but poor old Horace, the tidal wave knocked him right off his feet. Oof, poor Horace. He swallowed a ton of seawater from that wave. And if that wasn't bad enough, Horace, the poor thing, as he sputtered and coughing up water, he stepped on a huge seashell that was sticking out of the sand. That sucker stuck right into his foot. Goodness. Horace was hopping on one foot while spitting out seawater. He looked like a spout at a water park. It was kind of funny, though. It almost looked like some kind of silly new cha-cha dance. It didn't help, though, that Horace kept gurgling out, "Anna, don't just stand there. Get this seashell off my foot."
Anna, get to the point, please.
Oh, right. So anyway, as Horace was hopping around, a piece of paper flew right through the air from the wind, and it landed right at my feet. I picked it up, and wouldn't you know it, the words Farmers Junction, home of the light bulb, were on the paper, plain as day. I have it right here in this folder in case I needed the information on a rainy day.
Anna produces the tattered and ripped flyer and hands it to Mr. Loman, who, with a brow raised, examines it.
I believe the proof is in the pudding, Mr. Loman.
Anna, this is a flyer for Newman's light bulbs.
Come again?
Yes, Anna. Conrad Newman. He founded Newman's light bulbs in Farmers Junction. This is a flyer from one of his stores. It has holes in it, so the part about it being Newman's light bulbs is missing. Look, right there, on the bottom of the flyer. It's a sale for light bulbs. Buy two, get one free.
Huh. Well, would you look at that? Gee, that's a great deal on light bulbs. I wonder if that promotion is still going on.
Unfortunately, Anna, I can't give you 3 points for that, as the technicality wasn't correct. Sorry about that.
Oh, well, but hey, this other question you marked wrong, I know for sure I can get with the technicality. So this question right here, towards the bottom. There we are. Now, this question says, quote, "Who is the inventor of the telephone?" To which the answer is
Alexander Graham Bell.
but that's not correct, Mr. Loman.
Okay, technically I see the confusion, as there were a few other people who have claims to inventing it, such as Elijah Gray. But Bell was the first to have clear speech transmitted.
Oh, but it wasn't Elisha Gray either. For you see, the person who invented the telephone was my great great grandmother, Annabelle Adelpho.
Your great great grandmother
Yes.
invented the telephone.
Correct.
I might as well. Anna, what is your proof of all of this?
I'm glad you asked. Okay, so a few weeks ago, Travis and I were looking through old photo albums of my family. I was originally going to be helping Horace Gluckenmeyer at his house with some science homework, but poor Horace. That day, his dog Scruffles and his cat Muffin got into a really big fight. Apparently, Scruffles ate out Muffin's food dish, and well, dogs eating cat food, that's a major breach of etiquette. Anyway, his dog and cat, in mid-fight, slammed into Horace, and he fell backwards out his window and into his mom's rose bushes. Don't worry, the bushes broke his fall, but the thorns on the roses, oof, those did a number on him.
Good Lord, that Gluckenmeyer boy can't catch a break, can he? Every week he seems to have some kind of freak accident happen to him. It's a wonder that boy is still alive.
Right. Anyway, so there, me and Travis were looking at these old photo albums. But truthfully, I was more thinking about how me and Travis would kiss for the first time. I don't mean to blab, but I was kind of thinking that day of kissing him right in my living room. This was before we finally had our first kiss, you see. So there I was, thinking in my head, how should I kiss Travis, Anna? Should it be a quick little peck like this? Mwah. Or should it be a long romantic smooch like this? Mwah. Kissing can be a very delicate operation, and it can be a horror show if you do it wrong. Do you follow me?
Point, please, Anna.
Oops. Right, the point. So we came across a photo of my dear sainted great-great-grandmother, Annabelle, and there was a caption underneath it. The caption read, quote, "Dear sweet Annabelle could telephony from a mile away." And the photo was dated from before the year that Bell invented it. Therefore, my dear sweet loving sainted great-great-grandmother was the inventor of the telephone.
I suppose you have the evidence?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Anna pulls out the photo and hands it to Mr. Loman.
Be careful with it. It's super old, and I may or may not have taken it out of the album without my mother's knowledge. Oof, if she finds out it's missing and realizes I took it, she'll kick my keister to Kenosha.
Sorry, Anna, but your technicality was wrong again.
It was?
Yes. The caption doesn't say telephony. It says phony, as in your great-great-grandmother could tell a phony from a mile away.
Oh, oops. I guess maybe I shouldn't have put my finger on it after eating chicken wings. I might have smudged the writing a tad.
Unfortunately, Anna, the 94 on your test will just have to stand.
Oh, rats. I haven't gotten less than 100 on a test in over 6 months. My streak, it's broken. Oh, this is terrible. It's horrible. Could this be the end of my test taking skills? Am I doomed to get progressively lower and lower grades until I crater out?
Anna, don't be ridiculous. You constantly get high grades. A 94 is nothing to be ashamed of.
Oh no, this is it. It's all over. My dreams of going to a high-end college and becoming a self-made millionaire. Right down the toilet. Oh, woe is me. I feel almost like singing the sad, sad ballad I sing at the Act 1 finale of my Shirley Holmes play, entitled, Have I Lost My Touch?
Wait, what?
In fact, I think I will sing it. The entire 6-minute song. Here we go.
Anna, wait, stop.
Mr. Loman?
Anna, if I mark this paper from a 94 to a 100, will you please, for the love of God, leave my classroom and go home?
Yes?
Okay, fine, great. Mr. Loman scribbles on the test paper and holds it up. There is now a big 100 in red marker on it, and he hands the test to Anna. There. All better? A 100. For you.
Mr. Loman! Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you so much, White. I'm so happy. It makes me want to sing my triumphant song for the finale of Act 2 of my Shirley Holmes play. I've done it again. In fact, I think I shall. The entire 8-minute song.
Anna, that won't be necessary. I mean, after all, if you sing the song now, then I won't be surprised when I come see the show next month. Right?
Yes, that's true. Gee, Mr. Loman, no fooling. You'll come see the show? That's great. What date and how many tickets will you need?
Anna slowly pulls out a pen and a small notepad. Just put me down for 2 tickets for opening night. For me and Mrs. Lohman.
Great. I'll hold the tickets for you at the box office that night. You're going to love the show.
Oh, I'm sure I will. Okay, well, run along, Anna. Your cello lesson awaits, right?
Oh, it does, yes. Thanks a bunch, Mr. Lowman. See you tomorrow.
Anna races off. Mr. Lowman lets out an exhausted sigh of relief and goes over to his desk, grabbing his coat, briefcase, and papers as he does. Thank goodness. Now I can finally go home. You know, as silly and as over the top as Anna can be, I think calling her annoying was a bit harsh. She has her moments, it's true, but she really is a bright kid. And creative, too. It wouldn't shock me if she became a writer or an actress someday. Then I could say I knew her back then. That would be a nice thought to have. Suddenly, Anna pops her head back into the classroom.
Hey, Mr. Lowman, one last thing. Would you mind if we swapped that plate there for a paper one? My mom says she needs that plate back. It's decorative.
Mr. Lowman groans and puts a hand to his face, shaking his head as we slowly fade to black and our scene ends.